Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. And ladies, today we're going to talk about communication in relationships. Communication in relationships. I mean, that's the biggest thing in relationships, right? Communication. It's key. Are we good at it? Do we practice it? Do we know if we're doing it right? Who knows? But I know it's about effort. You're not going to find always the right words or put them together perfectly or try to be some smooth operator and knowing how to say everything right. Not going to happen. But it's the effort that counts with communication, especially men and women. We speak different languages. We're never going to speak the same language. You know, it's just, even if like the love languages that we have, they're all different. Astrology signs, we're all different. But there are ways to show effort to know that you really care about someone. There are ways to show effort that you really wanted to work with someone. And these are a couple of tips that I want to go over on how to better your communication in a relationship, because you feel like you're with someone who's worth it. You want to try to better your communication because you found somebody who's worth it. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful moment. That's a beautiful thing you got going there. So let's begin. But before I get started, I really appreciate your subscription. Hit the like if you like the video and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your comments. But number one, how to better your communication in a relationship. Listen to understand, not to respond. Listen to understand and not respond. Think about it. How many times do you catch yourself thinking in your head about the best response ever? Even if it's like a funny joke, which I love. But you're not listening to the person. You hear them, but you're not listening, processing. Everyone hears everything. They hear a thing one in the ear, out the other. Not many people take the time to listen. Listening is a skill. When you're just out of your head and you're actually paying attention to what that person is saying, so you have a great question or a great follow-up statement to keep the conversation going. You are very present. You're not just focused on what your response would be. It's big. Because then you start to see someone for who they really are compared to you thinking you always give them best advice and see how they act on that, how they react on that. You could tell if you're a good listener compared to hearing someone. Sometimes we always do the multitasking where it's unfortunate, but it happens a lot. Someone's on their phone and they're saying, I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Really? You're on the phone and trying to listen to me? You're watching a show and you're trying to listen to me? I get it. It happens. But in the relationship world, if you're trying to establish something strong, communication is big. And how to have good communication, the first step is to be a good listener. It really shows some strong interest. It really shows that you are not worried about so much what you're saying or what you're thinking. You're naturally responding in a very thoughtful way of what someone just said. Which leads to number two. Dismiss someone once you hear something you don't like. When you dismiss something as soon as you don't like it. You said that? Oh my God. How could you say such a thing? Ugh. You really like those? Gross. You dismiss something when you hear something that you don't like. You could disagree. You might not like it. You don't want it. These are obviously about smaller situations, not the big things. Let's keep it something lighthearted today with this topic. But you don't dismiss it because that's what that person likes. That's what that person likes to do or eat or try or say or be. You know, it's okay not to agree with everything. Keep an open mind about that. Don't be dismissive. It's actually better when you don't agree on everything. Small things. So you have a good conversation, more opinions. You actually learn something when you're wrong compared to being right. Don't easily dismiss someone when you hear something you don't agree with or don't like. If you're with that person who you do like, you might want to be more curious than judgmental about why they said that and find out. Again, these are about more lighthearted situations. I understand there might be some serious topics, serious conversations where you don't want to be so open-minded about. And I respect those. But I'm talking about these are a little more lighthearted situations. Don't dismiss someone. Be curious, not judgmental about it. It's okay not to agree on everything. Number 3, be open and honest. It's better to hurt with the truth than hurt with a lie. Touche. Be open and honest. It's better to hurt with the truth than hurt with a lie. How many times do you catch yourself lying to someone because you're thinking you don't want to hurt them? But then eventually they find out and they're even more hurt. How often does that happen? I know that's the most classic thing. I don't want to tell the truth because I don't want to hurt them. And then it comes up and it blows up on them, and then you hurt them even more. I think we've all been there in some scenario or situation. I know I have. And the thing is, I wasn't trying to protect them. I was trying to protect myself. That's the most common answer I hear in those situations. You try to protect yourself. You're doing it to save yourself. Be not hurt or uncomfortable with someone. If you care about someone enough, I feel like, and you have something to say and you want to speak up on it, it's how you say it. You bring some sympathy to the situation, some compassion. You're understanding about it. And it's because you want to tell the truth, even though it might be somewhat hurtful compared to lying to them. To date someone to be like a yes man and always like your cheerleader and always say everything you need to, everything you want to hear and not what you need to hear. That's not how I coach. Whoever's been coaching with me and watched my videos, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear because I respect your time. More importantly, I respect your feelings. That's how I've always been. So again, if I try to be truthful, and I don't mean to hurt you, but it does happen, it's because I want to help you resolve that problem. I want to help you fix that situation. I want to be part of the solution. And usually you're with someone who you care about, someone that you're dating, someone you're really in love with, if they're willing to tell you the smallest thing that might be hurtful but truthful, most likely it's because they want to help you better that. They want to be part of the solution. I mean, these are about people that you really have the time to get to know, not just some random first date or second date. These are more about in the relationship standpoint. Like we talked about communication in relationships, not in the beginning stages of dating. And number 4, how to have better communication in relationships. The big one. Before I get there, though, hit the subscribe button because I really appreciate your subscription. Leave any comments. And again, I'm offering a special promotion priced session for all my listeners and all my YouTube subscribers. So comment if you're interested in any coaching. I'll send you the link. It's a special promotional price. Number 4, don't make the conversations all about you. Man, you have no idea how often that happens in the clients I had talked to. Coach, he keeps on talking about himself. All he does is talk about his accomplishments and his successes and all these freaking superficial things. And then you need to get out of there. If you're lacking in communication in your relationship and all you do is talk about yourself and make the conversation all about you, you're not a good listener. You're not even trying to respond. You're just too self-absorbed in your own little world. You're almost too cynical in a sense. It's not healthy. I get that you're excited about something and you want to share something, which is great, but you can't make the whole conversation about yourself. I've had one scenario where she's talking about this guy, how he loves being the life of the party. He loves coming out with a funny, witty line or a joke or a one-liner, and he's very good at it. He's very good at it. But sometimes he cuts her off because he's trying to make some cool, funny statement, or cuts her off because he knows where it's going. And sometimes she doesn't feel heard. And she's brought this up to him a few times, and he says, oh, you're right, but then never changes it. He's not listening. And they're having a little difficulty right now because she's like, I need to establish that boundary on that I feel like he cuts me off because he's more excited about what he's going to say. He's more excited about him holding the conversation. And even though he's really good at it because he's charismatic and he's witty and he's social and he's outgoing, it makes me feel smaller. And that my opinion or my story is not as important. I was like, you need to establish that boundary there. And he needs to learn. Don't make the conversation all about you. Those are my 4 points. I do have a part 2 coming up. So make sure you stay on and click on that link as well. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the viewership. Again, my name is Coach Andres with coachingwithandres.com. See you soon.